What's going on, everybody? Wesley here, and today I'm going to be talking about the iPad Magic Keyboard. Thanks for tuning in. This channel is about reviewing tech, doing business on eBay, figuring out how to build cash flow, and my own personal debt journey. So if those things interest you, definitely subscribe. So today we're talking about the iPad Magic Keyboard, that fancy new keyboard that came out for the new iPad 2018 and 2020 models. Now, they both fit. Obviously, both models are different. That being said, let's dive into it. So as everybody else, when this thing came out, I was super stoked. I was excited. I was like, yay, this is going to be awesome. This is exactly what we've needed. Unfortunately, we all found out all too late, I would say, that this thing just isn't up to par. So I'll talk about some of the things that I feel are just not the best. So the keyboard is a great accessory, but while trying to portray itself as a fully fledged mini MacBook, it's just forgotten the most important natural things that people do with a keyboard. For example, the function keys for brightness and media playback, spacebar for pause. I know these things are just functionalities that have to be programmed into the app, so I know there's a difference there. But it seems like every media application that I use, the spacebar just doesn't work natively like it would on, say, a laptop. So the other thing that I'm not a fan of is the fact that this Magic Keyboard for iPad doesn't have the ability to go in a portrait mode. Now, yes, you could technically just fold the thing in a closed position and just put the iPad on top of it. But again, that would mean that it's not actually being used by the keyboard. It's just, you're just laying it on top of it, which is, again, it works, but it's just not what I'm looking for. So this next one is kind of something that we all are kind of frustrated with in general. There's no home button, or rather an escape key. Now this has a lot to do with primarily the YouTube app. Again, I know a lot of these things have to do with the developers, but still there has to be some sort of basic functionality out of the box. Now, there is another competitor that I will be reviewing soon that honestly, personally, I would sell this Magic Keyboard to buy that. It allows for you to use a home button instead of just an escape key, which obviously there could be a discussion for both, but the functionality is still all the same. Like if you're in a YouTube video, you want to be able to just escape out of it. There's no gestures. That's actually just a personal frustration of mine. But let's get back to the review. So something that can be a bit of a challenge is just trying to open the thing. From a closed position to opening it, you can do it, but it does take a little bit of doing. It's just honestly difficult to open. There's no tabs to be able to just pry it open easily to an open position. And so for me, that's a bit of a frustration. It's obviously something everybody gets used to, but just having a small tab to be able to just open it with ease of use would be great. So another thing that you all have probably noticed by now, this thing collects fingerprints like a magnet. And any type of specks of dust, or, if you have a dog hair, things like that. And don't even try to eat snacks around it. It'll get in there too. So I've already mentioned that there's no portrait mode available, but the prime reason why most people might do this is to read articles. Like, I'm a fan of Medium, so I actually prefer a portrait mode to be able to read articles. But another thing is a drawing mode. There's no ability to draw, and I really think that they portrayed this thing as possibly a laptop replacement. I mean, they already made a commercial where a kid was like, "A laptop? What's a laptop?" I didn't think that was a good ad. I understand the reasoning for it. It's like, why buy a laptop when you can buy an iPad? But they also sell laptops. So personally, I thought that was not a good portrayal of the product. I think obviously it works for a very specific target audience, but I still don't like the fact that there are so many different things that they could have really focused on. Because they have the pencil, that's also something that, is just not the greatest. The pencil literally sticks out. When you have it in a closed position and you're walking with it, it's very easy to knock the pencil off. It's just not made for the pencil nor drawing overall in general. You can kind of put it in a position where you can draw, but it's not if you think of the physics of it, it doesn't allow for you to actually put it in a position where you can rest your wrist, draw in a very ease of use position. Even though I had a lot of rather negative things to say about the Magic Keyboard, there are some good things. And one of those good things is definitely going to be the trackpad. Where you think it's not useful, it definitely is. One thing though I do notice is that sometimes when you use it in combination with the keyboard, it tends to have a little bit of disconnect, but I would say more often than not, you're definitely going to be using the trackpad for sure. So writing with the pencil while the iPad is on the Magic Keyboard is pretty doable. As I mentioned, it doesn't have full functionality like you would expect from a laptop type of keyboard, but it does allow for you to do like Command Tab. It also has the control keys, so you can actually use the control tab for switching between tabs in browsers, Command Tab for switching between applications. So those things are pretty nifty, and it's nice to be able to use it in that manner. Something that also is pretty interesting that some might not know is that if you press, I can't find out if it's a double tap or a press and hold of the command key, but in some applications it will actually show you shortcuts with the keyboard for the apps right in the app, whether you press and hold or double tap the command key. It's difficult to figure out which one it is. If those of you that know, let me know down in the comments down below. One thing that I think we can all understand is that just typing in general is just way faster. And I do enjoy the experience of actually having a number row. They probably could have also done without that and just done the A through Z, you know, the QWERTY keyboard type of thing. But they included the number row, and that's actually made it really easy. What's also nice too is they actually have a dedicated emoji button to switch to emoji keyboard. So that's pretty nice for those that primarily use that. And while you're chatting in the iMessage application, it also allows for you to use the Memoji stickers as well, which is pretty cool. So let's go ahead and wrap this up. I do have a wish list of what I would like to have in maybe a future version of the Magic Keyboard. As I said, I will be doing a video on the competitor, which is the Logitech version of the Magic Keyboard. And it literally has everything. Function keys. It has the ability to go in different positions that I've mentioned are a negative for the Magic Keyboard. And so the wish list is pretty much that. Function keys, portrait feature, and being able to fold the keyboard into a position that allows for just better viewing, whether you're watching media or drawing. Another thing that I would actually prefer is the ability to have a place for the pencil. The thing is, the pencil being on the side with magnetic connection and being able to charge is a super great feature, but it does prove to be difficult while carrying it around because you could possibly lose the pencil while you're walking. So having a better place to put it, or at least having a little dimple like I've seen some of these cases online use, it just makes it to where you don't have to fear of knocking it off and possibly losing it in transit. Well, that's it for this video today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you know what to do. Like down below, comment your thoughts, let me know your experience with the Magic Keyboard. And obviously, if you like videos like this, sub to the channel would be greatly appreciated. Anyways, everyone, I will see you in the next video. Have a good one.